What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Jacob Daniel back at it again here at the Speed Kills podcast. Now today, we are talking about John Ross and if he will start for the Bengals or not. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, as y'all know, in the 2017 NFL Draft with the 9th overall pick, the Cincinnati Bengals selected John Ross out of the University of Washington. Now, with this pick, I thought it was a bit of a reach at number 9. I thought John Ross was more in the teens. But the Bengals wanted to trade back, and no one else wanted to trade up, so we went ahead and took him. Now, I knew we wanted a receiver, but in my opinion, I thought that Corey Davis was the best receiver. Of course, he wasn't on the board when we were picking, but that's beside the point. We picked John Ross out of the University of Washington, ran that 4.22 at the combine, blazing speed. This guy is fast, dynamic playmaker, almost a carbon copy, but faster, in my opinion, of Deshaun Jackson. They both have that type of play, go deep. They're really fast, going to beat all the coverage. Now, I like John Ross as a player. I like him. Very fast, playmaker, as I've stated. But the real question of today's video is, will he start for the Bengals? In my opinion, he will end up starting. But we do have a lot of depth at the wide receiver position. A.J. Green, Tyler Boyd, who we drafted last year in the second round, Brandon LaFell, who we signed in free agency in 2016. Cody Core, who we drafted in 2016 as well. I can see John Ross going into that starting lineup, but the reason that I have questions about will he will start, first off, is his injuries. One, he's still recovering from a shoulder injury in college, and I think he'll be back for when the season starts, preseason, training camp, but I don't know the timeline on that, but he's still battling back from that. He's had ACL injuries in the past, so he could re-injure those. So that's really a big question. And honestly, I think he will start, and I think he'll be dynamic with A.J. Green on the other side of the offense. They could double-team A.J., and then John Ross is just going to have a field day, but he has to recover from those injuries, has to work hard. I think this guy is a really good receiver. You know, the injury concerns is a really big question, and that's why I think they might be weary. See, the thing also, historically, rookie wide receivers hasn't had the best seasons. A.J. Green is an exception to that. He came in his first year in 2011, I think had over 1,000 yards receiving, and that's really, really good for a rookie wide receiver. Now, John Ross could come in there and do the same thing because A.J. Green did it, but I don't see this guy getting over 800 or 900 yards receiving. I really hope he doesn't get injured because he could be a real playmaker for us. I think that if we go for wide receiver, it should be A.J. Green, Tyler Boyd, John Ross, and then Cody Core or Brandon LaFell. I think Brandon LaFell's kind of aging and isn't as good as he once was, but I mean, that's the Bengals' decision. Also, I've said this in my Joe Mixon video that Marvin Lewis kind of has the stipulation of not liking rookies or at least giving them the ball a whole lot. In the past, kind of happened with Jeremy Hill, Giovanni Bernard. I think it happened with Tyler Boyd, in my opinion, but we'll all see. So I think John Ross, he might not start the first couple weeks, but I definitely think he'll get worked in more and more. Probably by week 3, 4, or 5, I think he'll start and be making plays for us Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, with the reach pick, first rounder, a lot of pressure's on him to perform. We used the 9th overall pick on him. I like John Ross. I just really hope that the injuries could be subsided and he not injure himself and stuff like that and become a great receiver for the Bengals, because I think our offense could be really good if our O-line's good, but that's for a different video. That's my opinion about John Ross, everyone. Like this video, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Everyone that made my last video get to over 3.5K views. Thank you so much. 20 subscribers. It means so much to me. Thank you, guys. I love y'all. This has been Jacob Daniel at the Speed Kills podcast. Peace.